Damian Lillard may be the past, but the future of the Portland Trail Blazers is in good hands. Scoot Henderson, the third overall pick in the 2023 NBA draft, has the potential to be the star point guard of this franchise. In fact, Henderson has already drawn comparisons to some of the best point guards in NBA history. He will be tasked with leading the Trail Blazers into their next era, alongside fellow young studs like Shaedon Sharpe, Anthony Simons, and DeAndre Ayton. So, how good can Scoot Henderson be? One intriguing comparison that has been floating around the internet is Baron Davis, aka B. Diddy. Davis was a two-time All-Star who played in the NBA for 13 seasons. He was known for his athleticism, passing, and highlight reel plays. While player comparisons can often be misleading, they can also be helpful for projecting a player's long-term potential. And after watching Henderson closely, I can say that he is evolving into what a modern-day Baron Davis would be in today's NBA. Both players are dynamic guards with an explosive leaping ability. Of course, Davis struggled with injuries for much of his career, which limited his longevity. Blazers fans should hope that Henderson's floor is like Davis at his peak, without the injuries derailing his career. Davis and Henderson, which are 2 decades apart, share many similarities in their game. Like Henderson today, Davis was never a great deep shooter, especially early in his career, but he never shied away from shooting, chucking up 2- and 3-pointers at an insane amount. He was arguably ahead of his time in shooting so many of them, but he just wasn't efficient at converting. That's one reason his scoring efficiency was never at or above league average during any season of his career. But later on, Davis became a decent pull-up shooter from mid-range at his peak. Henderson is the same, inefficient from deep, but already good at the mid-range coming into the league, which is a positive sign. Here is Davis in his prime. He was a physical specimen, a guard built like an NFL running back. He had athleticism, speed, and strength in spades. His best years came with the We Believe Warriors from 2005 to 2008, when he was at his most efficient attacking the basket. The key to Davis's success was spacing. With the Hornets, his teams had little outside shooting, leading to the paint being clogged by defenders. But with the Warriors, Davis had room to roam. He could drive to the basket at will, without having to worry about defenders waiting to meet him. Scoot Henderson plays in a time where floor spacing is more important than ever. If the Blazers can build a team similar to the We Believe Warriors, Henderson could find similar success to Davis by attacking the paint. We all know Henderson and Davis are explosive athletes. This allows them to get to the rim at will, which is a huge advantage in the NBA, as free throws are one of the easiest ways to score points. Davis was one of the better players in the league at getting to the line in his prime, averaging 6 free throws per game in the 2006 to 2007 season. However, he was a subpar free throw shooter throughout his career, converting at just 71.1% from the line. Here are his stats at the line. And as you can see, he had some good years and he had some nasty ones as well. Henderson has similar tendencies to Davis, as he is also adept at drawing fouls and absorbing contact. However, he's already shown that he can be a better free throw shooter, converting at 76.4% from the line at the G League Ignite last season. This is significant as it allows him to take advantage of his free throw opportunities and put pressure on the defense. Just like Davis, his speed, athleticism, and strength will make him difficult to contain, and his ability to get to the rim at will is a major weapon. Davis is a skilled and dynamic passer. He's elite at creating opportunities for their teammates. Davis was a master of drawing in the defense and then finding the open man. He used his speed, strength, and shiftiness to create openings for his teammates, even in the most congested areas of the court. When he attacked the basket, he would often suck in the help defender, pause, leaving another shooter open on the perimeter. Davis was also excellent at finding the open man in transition, and he would often lead the break and deliver a pinpoint pass to a teammate cutting to the basket. In 2006, Davis had one of his best seasons, averaging 20.1 points, 4.4 rebounds, 8.1 assists, and 2.1 steals per game. The most impressive part of his stat line was that he created easy opportunities like dunks, layups, and three-pointers for his teammates, which are the most efficient assisted shots in the game. Henderson is still just 19 years old, but he has already shown that he is a capable playmaker at the professional level. During his time with the G League Ignite, he averaged 16.5 points, 5.3 rebounds, 6.8 assists, and 1.6 steals per game. Like Davis, Henderson is a willing passer who excels at finding cutting teammates and open shooters. Davis was one of the most exciting players to watch in transition. He can outrun defenders and finish at the rim with authority. He was also a great passer in transition, finding open teammates for easy buckets. Transition offense is the most efficient way to score in basketball. It's all about getting the ball up the court quickly and attacking before the defense can set up. Having players who can thrive in transition is a huge advantage for any team.
Good away right there. Again, they're on the run. Davis with a nice feed.
Richardson again.
And again leads the break. Finds Petrus.
In the clips we just saw, Davis shows off his incredible speed and vision in transition. Henderson is just as dangerous in transition. In fact, he's already one of the fastest players in the league. His potential to generate quick offense, just like Davis, gives his team a huge advantage. You might be wondering, the explosive athleticism, dynamic playmaking, and ability to attack the paint, this sounds more similar to Ja Morant. However, there is one key difference between Davis and Morant: their defensive skill set. Morant has shown electrifying highlights on defense, but he gets targeted on a half-court set. Davis, on the other hand, was a solid defender during his prime. He was a two-time steals leader and was known for his ability to pressure the ball and disrupt passing lanes. Davis's defensive prowess made him a nightmare for opposing guards. At 6'3" and 210 pounds, he had the size to disrupt opposing offenses. He used his quick hands to poke the ball free on drives and intercept passes when playing free safety. Scoot Henderson is similar to Davis in terms of his physical build and defensive potential. He stands 6'2" and weighs 195 pounds, and he's a pesky ball hawk with quick hands and feet. However, he can also be undisciplined at times, committing unnecessary fouls. Davis averaged at least 2 steals per game in 6 different seasons. While he may not have always been the most consistent on-ball defender, he always gave it his all. A combination of injuries and a heavy workload sometimes made him a bit stiff at the point of attack, especially late in his career. He played at least 37.8 minutes per game 5 times in his career, which may have contributed to this. Despite his occasional lapses, opponents rarely tried to attack him on defense unless he was visibly injured. His strength and speed made him a difficult cover, but when he's locked in, he's a defensive menace.
Sitting down is Wade. Trying to put a move on Davis.
Obviously mashed for an out. Besides his points and leadership, and he's a veteran player, we'll see the ball drill.
Game right now. Parker.
He wasn't an all-defensive team selection, but he was one of the better two-way players in the league thanks to his defensive contributions. Henderson isn't quite at that level defensively yet, but he has the potential. He's got the determination to be a pest on that end of the court, but he just needs to be more consistent and give it his all. Scoot is one of the most hyped prospects in recent memory, and for good reason. With the departure of Damian Lillard, he is expected to step in as the Blazers' new franchise player. While it's unrealistic to expect him to replicate Lillard's production right away, Henderson has the potential to be a perennial all-star and one of the best point guards in the NBA. If Henderson can reach his ceiling, he could be at least a Baron Davis type of player for the Blazers. But Henderson has the potential to be even better than Davis. He's a more polished player at a younger age. Davis laid out the blueprint of how a modern point guard should play, and Henderson has the potential to be that guy. If he can continue to develop his game, Henderson could be one of the top point guards in the NBA. That's assuming if he stays healthy and doesn't get hit with the Trailblazers' star player injury curse that's been plaguing them for years. Did you know that Anthony Edwards is poised to become the next superstar in the NBA? He's ready to take the league by storm. Click this video on the screen to see how he can do just that. And also, don't forget to comment on what you think about this video's topic.